Today, I want to show you an amazing online resource for B1 preliminary students who want to improve their story writing skills. This website was created by Adam Skimins, and it's full of clear guidance, examples, and tips to help you write great stories for the Cambridge exam. I'm not the author, I'm just presenting it, so all credit goes to Adam Skimins for this fantastic resource. Let's start with the structure of a B1 story. Every story has three main parts: the beginning, the development, and the ending. The beginning includes the first sentence, the one given in your exam task, and a little extra information to introduce your character and the situation. The development is where all the main events happen. Usually 1 or 2 paragraphs are enough. Make sure the events happen in a logical order and that your language is interesting and correct. Finally, the ending wraps up your story. It can be happy, sad, funny, or surprising, but it must give your story a clear conclusion. Before you start writing, the first thing you should do is analyze your task. Take a look at the sentence you're given. For example, as the plane flew lower, Lou saw the golden beaches of the island below. Ask yourself, what is the situation? From this sentence, we know Lou is on a plane, probably arriving on holiday. Your story should describe what happens next, the adventures or surprises Lou experiences. What do I have to include? This is more open. You can make the story funny, sad, action-packed, or even a little bit imaginative. The key is to connect everything to the opening sentence. When you start your story, copy the given sentence exactly. Don't change it. Then add 1 or 2 sentences to complete the introduction. For example, as the plane flew lower, Lou saw the golden beaches of the island below. The sun was shining brightly, and he said to the woman next to him, "I'm so excited about my holidays." This extra sentence sets the scene, shows the character's feelings, and makes the beginning engaging. Now we move to the development. This is the main part of your story, where all the main events happen. Make sure they are in logical order and try to make your language interesting and descriptive. For example, as soon as Lou got off the plane, he left the airport and took a taxi to the city center because he really wanted to swim in the clear water and sunbathe on the beautiful beach he had seen earlier. However, when he arrived at the beach, he saw that the weather was changing, and 5 minutes later it was raining heavily. Lou ran into a bar and was surprised because someone shouted, "Hi, it's you again!" This shows how to create a story with a sequence of events, some surprises, and dialogue. There are a few language features that make your story better. First, past tenses. Use past simple for main events, past perfect for things that happened earlier, and past continuous for background actions. Next, time expressions. Words like as soon as, immediately, 5 minutes later help the reader understand the order of events. And finally, linking words and direct speech. Words like because, however, and but, and using dialogue make your story more engaging and interesting. Once you've finished the main part, it's time for the ending. Your ending should clearly finish the story. It can be happy, sad, funny, or surprising, but it needs to wrap everything up. For example, there was the woman from the plane. They started to talk and became very good friends. Even a short ending works, as long as it closes the story naturally. One of the best things about this website is that it also gives you full story examples that you can study. These examples show how the beginning, development, and ending work together, and how to use narrative tenses, time expressions, and direct speech in context. After looking at the examples, you can try writing your own story, following the same patterns. The website even allows you to submit your story for evaluation, which is a great way to check your progress, get feedback, and see what grade you might get. This makes practicing much more interactive and effective. Here are some tips to make your story stronger. Learn and memorize useful phrases before the exam. Write a well-organized story. Examiners pay attention to structure. Use periods and commas correctly and avoid very long sentences. Review your story after writing. Check for mistakes, add adjectives, and improve it where you can. Practice at home, but in the exam, stick to what you know works. Don't risk trying completely new words or phrases. And finally, here's a quick checklist to make sure your story is ready. Content. Does your story start with the given sentence? Is it about 100 words? Communicative achievement. Does it have a clear beginning, middle, and end? Does it use narrative tenses and direct speech? Organization. Are your ideas in logical order? Are paragraphs and linking words used correctly? Language. Do you use a range of vocabulary and grammar? Are your sentences clear and your spelling accurate? You can also use ready-made expressions in your story. Beginning phrases: it all began, once upon a time, one day. Creating suspense: suddenly, all of a sudden, unexpectedly. Ending phrases: in the end, finally, eventually, after everything that happened. By following these steps, using the checklist, studying examples, completing practice tasks, and submitting your stories for evaluation, you can write a clear, organized, and engaging story for your B1 preliminary exam. Remember, the key is to plan your story, follow the structure, and use the language tools we discussed. With practice, writing stories can be fun and rewarding. Thank you for watching English Corner, and I'll see you in the next lesson.